A world divided, the enduring reality of conflict. From the dawn of time, conflict has been a constant presence in human history. Societies clash, nations battle, and individuals struggle for power, resources, and identity. The 21st century, despite advances in technology and communication, is no exception to this pattern. We are bombarded daily with news of wars, political standoffs, and social unrest from all corners of the globe. Understanding the underlying causes of these conflicts is crucial if we hope to build a more peaceful and just world. Why do nations clash? What are the root causes of these often violent confrontations? While the specific triggers for any given conflict are complex and multifaceted, we can identify some common threads that run through many of these disputes. From economic competition to political ideology, cultural differences to historical grievances, the factors that drive nations to conflict are as varied as the societies themselves. In this exploration of conflict, we will delve into the historical and contemporary forces that shape these clashes. By understanding the motivations, ideologies, and historical contexts that fuel these disputes, we can begin to unravel the complex web of conflict and work towards a future where dialogue and cooperation prevail over violence and discord. The human cost of conflict is immeasurable. From the loss of innocent lives to the displacement of communities and the destruction of cultural heritage, the scars of war run deep and can take generations to heal. It is our shared responsibility to understand the roots of conflict and to work towards a future where peaceful resolution and mutual understanding replace the cycle of violence that has plagued humanity for far too long. The human toll of conflict is staggering. Beyond the immediate loss of life, conflicts leave behind a legacy of trauma, displacement, and shattered societies. Families are torn apart, communities are uprooted, and entire generations bear the psychological and emotional scars of war. The economic costs of conflict are equally devastating. Resources that could be used for development, education, and healthcare are diverted to military spending. Infrastructure is destroyed, economies are disrupted, and the cycle of poverty is perpetuated. The World Bank estimates that countries affected by conflict lose an average of 2% of their GDP per year. Conflict also has a profound impact on the environment. Warfare often leads to deforestation, pollution, and the destruction of ecosystems. The use of chemical weapons and landmines can have long-lasting environmental consequences, poisoning water sources and rendering land unusable for generations. The social fabric of nations is torn apart by conflict, trust between communities is eroded, social cohesion is weakened, and societies become more polarized. This can lead to a rise in extremism, intolerance, and further violence. At the heart of many international conflicts lie fundamental economic and political disparities. Competition for scarce resources such as oil, water, and minerals can ignite tensions between nations, particularly when these resources are unevenly distributed. Control over trade routes and access to markets have historically been sources of conflict, as nations vie for economic dominance and strategic advantage. Political ideology also plays a significant role in shaping international relations and sparking conflict. Differences in political systems, such as democracy versus authoritarianism, can create ideological divides and mistrust between nations. The pursuit of territorial expansion or the desire to spread a particular ideology can lead to military intervention and conflict. The quest for political power within a nation can also spill over into the international arena. Civil wars, coups, and revolutions can destabilize entire regions, drawing in external actors and leading to proxy wars as outside powers seek to influence the outcome of internal conflicts. The Cold War, for example, was characterized by numerous proxy wars in which the United States and the Soviet Union supported opposing sides in conflicts across the globe. Beyond economic and political factors, cultural and religious differences have also been significant drivers of conflict throughout history. When different ethnic groups, religions, or cultural identities clash, it can lead to violence, discrimination, and oppression. These tensions are often exacerbated by historical grievances, past injustices, and competition for resources and political power. Religious extremism, in particular, has become a major source of conflict in the 21st century. Extremist groups often exploit religious differences to justify violence and recruit followers. The rise of global terrorism has highlighted the dangers of religious intolerance and the need for interfaith dialogue and understanding. Historical grievances can also cast a long shadow over international relations. Past wars, colonization, and territorial disputes can create deep-seated resentment and mistrust between nations. These historical wounds can be difficult to heal and can easily be exploited by political leaders to stir up nationalist sentiment and justify aggression.